All right. All right. It's the Dani Cutler Show on independent radio, KWSS 93.9 FM, and streaming at KWSS.org. We are going to be heading into the 9:39 local spotlight on, well, if you're listening, it's Friday morning, but this was actually recorded yesterday afternoon. It's Thursday afternoon right now. I know everything is a time warp when it comes to the radio station, but if you're watching right now, you see my guests. I have Carol and Andy from Carol, Pacey, and the Honey Shakers with me. Hello, you two.
Hi, Dani.
It's so wonderful to see your faces
Virtual
again.
hug.
I know. It's like, oh, good to see you. So how has the year been?
One of the longest ever.
Seriously, I know. But you guys have managed to overall keep yourselves pretty busy during this whole pandemic and 2020. So kudos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So how has it been? I mean, okay, we're going to go back in time a little bit to March of 2020 when everything, I know, Wayne's World, right? But so as artists, how was it when everything suddenly shut down? And I'm sure you had, gigs planned and releases planned and things like that. I mean, how was that for you at the start? If you don't mind me just diving right into the deep end.
I don't. Go ahead, Andy.
Well, honestly, I had no idea what we were in for. There was a point we were in the studio doing some acoustic stuff, and Carol was like, well, this might be the last time that we actually go out and do something, because we had a weekend of studio, and then we were going to go to this party, and then this birthday party all in one night. And we had a really good time, but I was either I just didn't know, or I was in denial about what the year was coming up,
Yeah.
And Carol was saying, Carol was right the whole time. We probably had to cancel all these gigs, and I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And because we were actually going to we were booked in Liverpool.
Really?
Yeah, and we didn't really want to. There was a point where we didn't really want to make it public because we weren't ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never been overseas, well, at all, to be honest with you. And I was super excited, and but
it just makes your heart break more. I'm so sorry I brought it all back to the surface.
No, but
it's just as we released our record at the end of 2019,
mm-hmm.
and we were ready to start setting up tours. We were going to Europe. We were gonna all these things, and just no, you will not.
So there was a point where I don't know how long it was, but it was probably a couple months where the band as a whole did not get together.
Mm-hmm.
We're still figuring it out. But we kind of gotten back to a little bit of a schedule and working on songs and trying to do what we can. We did a couple of outdoor things at the end of last year, kind of a Tempe open yard, front yard shows. And
rebellious meetings,
and that's all I remember.
No, I get it though. I mean, so many artists followed that pattern where it was just like everything stopped, and then it was sort of denial, but also just the big unknown factor, right?
Right.
You didn't know, when Arizona, when everything shut down at the end of March and all of April, it was like, okay, so is this it? And then in May, do we just go back to normal? And nobody knew, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely understand. It was kind of like a half denial, half just, we don't know. We can't plan. We can't predict. So
right. We've never been through anything like this.
Right.
Ever.
This for our lifetime, this is all, it was all just new, unknown territory. And I think everybody, including the government, was just kind of, okay, what's going to happen today?
Yeah. And then everybody bought the toilet paper.
Yeah. And then nobody could wipe their butts. It was crazy. Nobody can disinfect with Lysol wipes. I mean, it just.
I don't even think you can still buy those, can you?
I haven't seen any. I still have not seen any. It's crazy.
Toilet bowl cleaner.
Right. But, kudos that you were able to just, take it one step at a time. And you did release some acoustic things last year.
Well, we were just finishing
Yeah.
that Love Does.
Right.
That song. We were just
it was that weekend where I think we put the finishing touches on it.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
our recording engineer, Joe Aslin, had like a cold. And I'm like,
You're like,
I
no.
don't want to come in there. No.
I know. Isn't
So,
that funny how we all became hypochondriacs in 2020?
well, and I think that was before they started talking about masks and even to wear masks and everything. And I was like, I don't know.
I know.
It was about the hand sanitizer at that point.
Yeah, wash your hands, stay apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
And
use
what's
sanitizer.
funny is that Carol has always been the one to have hand sanitizer in her car the whole time, and she has her stash on my passenger side door. She's all set up,
I
but
love
she's
it.
always said, you know, you got to keep hand sanitizer. So I've had hand sanitizer on me for years
That's
because
so great. You were prepped
Carol
way
Pacey.
before.
I don't know. I mean, I got a
Yeah.
story about why, but we don't need to go into that.
That's okay. I like to say that KWSS was ready for working at home and broadcasting from home since 2005. So
There you go. You were also prepped and ready.
we had no problem
all is new.
transitioning. I mean, we saw all the other radio stations going, oh, we're going to be broadcasting from home, and watching them try and figure it out and navigate. And we're just sitting
And
back
you're like,
going, do you need help? We got
We got
this.
you over here.
We
Give
can
us
help
a
you get
ring here.
yeah, pretty funny, pretty funny. So, well, it's wonderful that you guys made it through. And then as we went through the rest of the year, you were able to actually get together and do some rehearsing and see the whole band again. It's not the same lineup, is it? I mean, how long have you had this current lineup?
Well, Will is the newest, but I think he's been on board for, I want to say, like 3 years,
Okay,
right,
yeah.
Carol?
Yeah, I think you're
And
right.
and of course Ben's been with us for about 8 or
Right,
9.
right.
So yeah, this will be our 10-year anniversary this August, September. So yeah.
Congratulations.
I
Did you even think, Carol, way back
No.
when you put that ad out in Craigslist?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna put it up, Andy Brunda. I'm gonna post it
Do it.
on the day and tell
Oh,
more of the story. And
That's beautiful. The
it
first
was
time you were on
something.
my show, you told the story, and
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, it's just so wonderful. And here it is 10 years later, and can you believe 10 years have gone
10
by?
years and 3 albums and a couple of singles and a whole lot of traveling and shows. I
Mhm.
never would have thought ever.
I love it. It's wonderful. But, it's a testament to, you as a band and your art and your commitment to wanting this to work and to be something. And I think you've accomplished all of that.
Aw,
So,
thanks, Danny. It's been a joy.
oh,
It's been an
it's
absolute joy.
well, I can't wait because maybe by August, September, we can get like some kind of live celebration going on, which would be
Something.
fantastic. So, in the midst of all this, here we are. It's, we're 5 months now into 2021, which is bizarre to me to even think that. But you've got this new single that is being released. Well, if you're listening on KWSS right now, today, you're going to hear it in a little bit. Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. And it's a beautiful, beautiful track, you guys. Kudos again.
You like it?
Yes, it's lovely. It's so beautiful. So, where did the inspiration come for this song?
Well, you're involved because
Me?
wasted no.
Am I the
what
wasted
happened?
day or the wasted night? I don't know. Maybe I'm just wasted.
Well, what happened is we were booked for your guilty pleasure show. So we were putting together songs, and we did Garth Brooks. We did that Presidents of the United States of America. I think we did a Dolly Parton, Garth Brooks, whatever. And we were searching. We were at Carol's house, and we were searching for something on YouTube, and it was not this song. We came across this song by accident, and I was like, "Oh, let's try this song." And because growing up, with my family, my uncles, my grandparents, we would have these family barbecues, and my grandpa would always play Freddie Fender, Texas Tornadoes, that kind of stuff. But I was all about like Motley Crue and Def Leppard and all that stuff,
Shocking.
secretly, yeah, right. So secretly, I kind of like that music, but I wasn't going to admit it, of course, until,
You're too heavy metal for that.
that's right. So the song came up, and as you grow up and especially becoming a musician, your tastes vary widely, or as they should. And we picked it and figured it out, and it just worked. And we played it probably the first time at the Guilty Pleasure show, but we just loved playing it so much it became part of our acoustic repertoire. And so it was kind of really a tie-in with growing up, and probably my happiest memories as a kid were these barbecues, listening to this music, and yeah, and it's just been fun. And Carol's like, let's go into the studio, let's do a song. And she's like, well, what should we play? And I'm like, well, I mean, we have, we're an original band, but this was just fun, and let's just do this. And I think it came out pretty good, and I still enjoy playing it, even though it's really a different style. It's kind of a cowboy type a style I'm playing.
It has a bit of a twang to it, a little more than what you normally hear from you guys. But you know what? I don't care. It's a beautiful song, and you can hear that you both enjoy. The band loves playing it too, and it's one of the nice things. I mean, about the Guilty Pleasure show is what I've discovered, and also Mike from 80/20, who started the Guilty Pleasures shows, is that a lot of bands, in their discovery of the covers that they want to play, they have added to their repertoire for their live shows because they enjoyed playing a certain song so much that they're just like, it's now part of our playlist.
Right.
So I think that's really awesome. That's really, who, again, for everyone and myself, who's the original song?
It's by Freddie Fender.
Thank you.
Correct. I think he had a co-writer, and Carol can.
Nope. He was the original writer. In 1959 released it, and then his career didn't do much, and I believe even Mitchell Hillman sorted it out. Was in 1975 they kind of changed the style of the song. It was more of a blues based, and then they kind of made it the style, the version that most everybody knows in 1975, and then it just took off as a hit.
Well, there you go. That's your moment in music history for today.
It was fun learning about Freddie Fender as well.
Well, I think you should. If you're going to play covers and music, especially something that obviously had such an impact on you personally, you should definitely know more of the background behind it in anything, I feel. So that's so wonderful. Right. Oh my goodness.
I can't wait for my family to hear it too, because my uncles, they have not heard it. Aww. And I think they'd really get a kick out of it. So.
Well, they're all going to hear it because they're all listening right now to KWSS.
Right now.
Right? So they're going to hear it. But it's going to be streaming everywhere, Spotify, and you'll throw it on what? You guys are on SoundCloud and all of that, yeah?
Yeah.
You're like, are we?
No, we are. I know, yes.
Sure, just wherever. How about what's the website address?
Our band website?
Yes.
CarolPacey&theHoneyShakers.com.
Well, there we go. I'm sure you'll be able to find it wherever you need it from the website.
Absolutely.
And if not, she's going to go and take care of that right now.
No scene, Mom. I did my job. I have done my marketing.
And you look great there. That's a beautiful background for this Zoom call. So
it had movement, but I wasn't sure if Zoom would keep it all going, so I just kind of put it on pause.
No, I think it's perfect, just like that. And if it's moving around, then it's more distracting. So this is we want to see you, not worry about what's going on behind you. So
wanted to kind of step up my game a little bit.
Well, Scene Mom gives you kudos. That's good.
Thanks very much.
So what is coming up? I mean, as you look towards the rest of this year, I know you've played a couple performances out at Santan Mall, and you're starting to do some outdoor live stuff, kind of dipping your toe back in, if you will. Is anything going on for, as you go into the summer or the rest of the year?
Well, we're still stuck. I mean, not actively looking for indoor venue shows.
That's fair.
I'm just not. And I've put our band out into a variety of outdoor festival possibilities. And if we're invited to play indoors, I have to ask the band first because it's really, everybody has their own comfort level.
Sure.
So I've been doing that. So like we've been turning down things all over, and I'm like, I just can't.
You know what? Don't even feel bad about it. I mean, as long as you as a band are coming together and figuring out what you need to do. I mean, what's the point of playing a show that you're not going to feel comfortable playing at?
Exactly.
You're not going to be at your best.
Right. And I don't want the band getting ill. I don't want anybody that comes out to get ill. I just feel so responsible.
I'm with you, girl. I completely understand. And I mean, I'm feeling the same way in just wanting to open up my studio to people, and have I want you guys to come in my studio again. So it's like, I'm working out, how I can make that happen because it's my home studio, number one. So I'm inviting people into my home. Well, yeah, I'm going to be strict,
Oh, heck yeah.
It's like, if you want to be on the air and come in live or play a song or whatever, well, here's what you got to do. And, I'll have to say no to some people, and some people might say no to me, but as we navigate through this, it's just kind of the way it has to be. The silver lining is that it's not the same as it was a year ago.
Correct.
And I actually see a light at the end, and I see like things getting better and more people are getting vaccinated. Get out there and get vaccinated.
Get your vaccinations.
Please, both shots, please. Thank you.
Please and thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I see more of that happening, and the numbers they're still a little like wishy-washy, but overall it's getting better. And so I haven't felt this kind of hope going more into a year since last year. I mean,
yes,
that's a beautiful feeling. And I'm just excited, and I haven't felt excited in so long. So it's okay to turn those things down right now. Soon you won't have to.
And I think that's it. I think knowing that and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, it's like, okay, it's okay. The band's still together. We're all okay, and everybody's been okay the whole time. Yeah. I think everybody's been. Yeah, I don't remember anybody getting sick in the band, and
don't call anyone out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No symptoms.
Yeah. And
that's a whole other conversation right there. Symptoms versus no symptoms. Oh my gosh.
But we just gotta keep being patient. The thing is that, especially, and probably all the bands out there can think of it. Well, not the bands that were doing it that's their source of income. That's its own challenge. So I'll put that on the side. But then there's also playing, that's your own endorphins, right? And then having something to always look forward to. And that's its own kind of excitement. And those have been gone for so long. So to not have that, it's like, oh.
I get it.
But
it's coming back. I mean, even just being able to play outside by a mall for a couple of hours. I mean,
I cried, I think, when we got there.
I went and I visited. So this was before vaccinations, before we could all get our vaccinations. I think it was maybe early this year. I went and saw a group of my girlfriends, and we were out back and around a fire pit and all distance and everything. And I cried because just to be with 6 other people for a couple of hours, even though it was outdoors, and it was just, I mean, I know I'm going to be a bawling mess the first time I'm actually at a live show.
When, remember the first time at Santan Mall, and David and Steven made it, and some friends, our family, we had some family there. Aww. Shout out to the Brundas that made it. Wink, wink. Hi, guys. But with David and Steve, just everybody that's come to the shows we played, I'm like, you're vaccinated? Yep. I'm like, me too. Come here.
Yeah, seriously. I actually saw a shirt that I was thinking of buying. It was like, hug me, I'm vaccinated. And there was another one I saw that said, I've waited a year for this hug. I'm like, I really should get that and put KWSS logo on it, and just like, so I mean, well, I'll be able to hug you the next time I see you guys in person.
That's right. I might just
absolutely.
Well, excited to hug again, other than my immediate family.
Right on. Right on.
I'm a hugger. I can't help it. Oh my gosh. Carol, Andy, it was so wonderful catching up with both of you for a little while today.
Thank you so much, Dani.
Same with you. Thank you again for sporting this song for us. It's
Of course.
definitely a little different.
Yes, it is Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. And we're going to jump right into the 939 local spotlight and hear it right now. And real quick, social media is also Carol Pacey and the Honey Shakers, or is it the shortened version?
Most of it. Sometimes it's a little bit just Carol Pacey. Sometimes it's CPHS. So there's wiggle room.
Just Google Carol Pacey and the Honey Shakers.
Just Google my name. Google
Carol Pacey. You'll find it easy.
Definitely.
Don't go to Rate My Professor.
Oh, well, there's a whole other conversation. That's for the next interview.
That's a different career.
But we want to rate our professor, Professor Pacey.
Yeah. A tough professor, apparently.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you guys again for hanging out with me for a little while. And those of you listening, you can catch this entire interview over on the KWSS social media and our YouTube channel. So let's get to it. Today's 939 local spotlight on 93.9 FM KWSS. Carol Pacey and the Honey Shakers with Wasted Days and Wasted Nights.